Hey everybody, welcome back to another video of the WrestleWorld podcast. It's me, Prince Jean, and today we're going to get into the AEW Dynamite review. And of course, this is the last Dynamite before AEW All-In coming up on this Sunday, so let's get straight into it. So the show started off with Will Ospreay recounting his wrestling journey before AEW All-In, and I have to say it was a really great promo, especially since it's the last one before All-In. He made a great argument, so we're just going to have to wait for All-In to see if he actually wins. But the first match of the night is the semifinal match for the Continental Cup. It was Jon Moxley versus Claudio Castagnoli. This match was really intense, especially since it was two Death Riders facing each other. But of course Moxley ended up getting the win here. But the next match was Adam Copeland and the Young Bucks teaming up to face the Don Callis family. More specifically, Jake Doyle, Brian Cage, and Rocky Romero. There were a few times in this match where Cope and the Young Bucks kinda interfered with each other's moves, but at the end they still ended up winning as a team. But after the match was over, Christian Cage came down. Christian stated that he doesn't associate with people that are beneath him, and after a couple back and forths, they started going at it. The Young Bucks were just left on the ring, but now let's go on to the next thing. After that, we got a promo from Willow Nightingale, but she didn't come out to her music, and we ended up seeing Mercedes beating her up backstage. She also picked up Willow's championship and said after Sunday you won't be smiling anymore. But after that, Don Callis entered Mark Davis into the Casino Gauntlet match. In my opinion, this really doesn't matter because he's just another person in the tournament and he clearly isn't going to win it. But after that, we heard Andrade's music, but nobody came out, and instead MJF came out. MJF was walking towards the ring and he ended up going to the side of the ring and he was just talking, and then at one point he even said, "I have one question for you," but then Andrade answered behind him and said, "How do you know?" Which really surprised MJF and he got beat up after. Andrade was in the ring holding up his national championship and MJF was on the outside holding his one true championship. But after that, we got another promo from Chris Jericho officially entering himself into the Casino Gauntlet match as well. Sure, this is cool and all, but like he's not gonna win, so it's really just another person to fill up space. But the next match was Nigel McGuinness versus Kyle O'Reilly in the Continental Cup semifinals. Both semifinal matches were really great, but I honestly thought that Kyle O'Reilly would win since Moxley and him had beef for a while. But that did not end up being the case because Nigel McGuinness has won his semifinal match and now is moving on to All-In for the finals. Both men were believable to win this match, and it was really shocking seeing that Nigel McGuinness won. But at the same time, it kinda wasn't because the show is in Wembley Stadium and he should be there. After that, Kyle Fletcher was backstage and he was interrupted by Kazuchika Okada. Okada keeps talking about family and how Kyle can trust him, but Kyle doesn't see it that way. And this is making me start to think that Okada may win the championship once again, but I honestly don't think that they would do this. After that was a women's trios match. It was the Divine Dominion and Persephone versus the Brawling Birds and Maya World. This match was really great and I hope that they lead up to a Maya World versus Persephone rematch at All In, but they didn't announce it, so there might be a possibility that this isn't happening. Persephone ended up pinning Maya World to win, and then she grabbed the TBS championship and her CMLL Women's World Championship and held them both high. But after that, we had another look for Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight this Sunday. It's a pretty cool package, but now let's move on to the main event. The main event was Swerve Strickland versus Jack Perry. With Jack Perry being the underdog here, I honestly didn't think he was going to win, and I was true. But after the match, I thought they would have done something with the Trios Championship since Swerve has kind of been teasing it. But after they won, they shook hands and that was it. And speaking of Trios, they announced their Trios Roulette match for the AEW All-In buy-in. There will be 7 different trios competing in this match, consisting of the current champions Hangman Adam Page and Brodito, the Bang Bang Gang, the Death Riders, the Dogs, the Demand, the Conglomeration, and a wild card. This match will be great, and I'm assuming the wild card will be Swerve Strickland in the New Day. But now back to Dynamite. Even though Swerve Strickland and Jack Perry was the main event, they still had one big package to show between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay for this match. This package was really great, and especially if you're a new wrestling fan, then it would help you understand the history between these two going into All In. But to sum it up, they've wrestled twice in the past, one time in Wrestle Kingdom and one time at Forbidden Door. Both of these matches happened in 2023, and the one at Wrestle Kingdom, Kenny Omega won, and the one at Forbidden Door, Will Ospreay won. So they are currently 1-1 in singles matches, meaning that this Sunday it'll be the rubber match, the third match between these two. This will be a really great match and I can't wait to see who's the winner. But that was the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.